What's up, everyone? It's Rachel Lindsay, and if you love all things Bravo, then you need to be listening to Morally Corrupt. Every Tuesday and Friday, your favorite Ringer podcasters and I dive into Bravo's biggest moments and dish out hot and always unfiltered takes. And guess what? Now you can watch us too. That's right, Morally Corrupt is now available in video on Spotify. So whether you're listening in your family van or watching next to your white refrigerator, don't be all uncool and miss out. Catch new episodes every Tuesday and Friday only on the Ringer Reality TV feed.
Okay, I am so excited. We are back in the studio, and I have the best guest today. We are literally going to pee our pants. Comedian, writer, performer. She is sharp as fuck, hilarious, and like I said, known for her impressions. It's Anna Roisman. Hello. Welcome to Please See Below, my brand new podcast, all about perfecting the art of oversharing. Here, we mention the unmentionables and talk about topics and things that no one wants to say out loud, but everyone is desperate to know. Oh my God, welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay, I don't know who's here. Is it Kris Jenner? Is it Hilaria Baldwin? We're going to find out. But first, I want to take you through just like the hottest things from this week. Okay, first and foremost, the wedding of the century.
Yes.
Bezos, Sanchez. Were you invited?
I was not invited.
Why the fuck not?
What if I was like, yeah, I just like was kind of busy.
Yeah.
I had yoga.
I've been telling people that they didn't give me a +1. So
Wow.
I was like, that was really shitty.
Were you
really
invited?
cheap of them. No, of course not.
You were in Europe, you know, a lot.
I was at a wedding in Europe, and I actually had some angry trolls on my Instagram when I posted about the wedding I was at in Cannes, which was very fancy and did look like a gazillion-dollar wedding. I think more than the Sanchez and Bezos one. And there was a couple of people that were like, haha, look, she wasn't even invited to the Bezos Sanchez. I was like, why would I be? I don't feel bad about that.
I would have been like, yeah, I'm at a $60 million wedding. I really had to make a choice here.
Exactly, yeah. So hard. But what did you think?
I loved watching all of this. It was like the Met Gala. Who showed up and the outfits. And like, I do feel like everyone was like, okay, it's 1998. We're all going to dress for that.
Exactly. It was a lot of vintage pulls from D&G and
Everyone looked great. The carpet was hilarious to me.
I didn't get it.
I feel like there's a story behind it, and like someone needs to come
someone needs to
it. You
talk
know,
about
like
this.
They were like, oh, there was a Venetian glass floor, but you know, it shattered 5 minutes before, so we just like rolled out the airport carpet. Like I don't know what happened there, but it was so funny. Everyone was talking about that fucking gray carpet.
Yeah, the carpet was interesting. I kind of liked her dress. I know it was like Sophia Loren inspired. I kind of liked her dress but because I like Victorian sexy nanny. Yeah. Like, that's a vibe to me.
Yeah, that was
I
very much the vibe.
I liked the dress for that reason. But it didn't look like, and again, I wasn't there, I didn't see pictures. It didn't look like a $50 million wedding to me. Like, I've been to $1 million weddings that, like, you know, you just look around, you're like, these idiots. They spend a lot, like, it's going in the trash tomorrow. But I didn't, like, in any of these pictures, I'm not seeing, like, maybe they just gave away bags of cash.
Maybe. Yeah. I know they gave away, did you see, they gave away sweatshirts, I think, that said legendary. And I was like, okay, what?
That's it?
Are we at a bat mitzvah? Like, I was really confused. I found this out yesterday. But apparently, there's more to the legendary. Jewel, the singer.
Okay.
Performed and wrote them an original song called Legendary. So now the giveaway is not only a giveaway for the wedding, but it's also merch for the song.
I bet all the sweatshirts are like on eBay and Craigslist right now for like $150.
I want one, a legendary.
Wait, legendary.
And then I was like, do they call themselves like the legendary couple? Like, where did that come
What is the legend behind this new song? Jewel, that's a throwback too. Yeah. I'm into it.
I know. I love Jewel. I was like, wow, great choice.
This is a really, really good choice. I was curious too. I was seeing like all the boys that were invited, and I saw Orlando Bloom, and I don't know that much about the relationships. I'm not that into like the celebrity relationship gossip, but wasn't Orlando and Katie, they're both friends with them.
Yeah.
But then the breakup happens. But then why does like Orlando get to go to Venice and like Katie like almost gets unalived?
Katie's on tour.
But it's a legendary wedding.
She missed the legendary wedding. It is weird that he went. And like I feel like half the like tabloids were like, Orlando Bloom is with Kim Kardashian. Right. Orlando Bloom is with Sydney Sweeney. They were like on
They
him.
were trying to plant him with someone, which is like, again, I wish I would have just been like in Venice, like just like loitering so that it would have been. But all those, they were like, we saw them shaking hands and she seemed to smile at him. Like, that does not mean that they're
I know.
they're
There was
dating.
also, someone showed me an AI photo of him holding hands with Oprah walking down like the Venice Canal.
Cute.
And I was like, yeah.
Why didn't any tabloids be like, maybe he's banging Oprah? That's not fair.
Right?
Okay, speaking about the guy with the big schlong and his ex, Katie, have you seen, I keep sending these TikToks and everyone's, it's like summer concert series and everyone's like, what is going on? Would you go to a Katy Perry concert right now?
I gotta see it,
What's happening?
The outfits, the dance moves.
Is it real?
I don't know.
Is it a thing? I would maybe go.
I think she's like always an icon,
Yeah,
Especially as a millennial, you're like,
exactly.
She wrote
She's-
Firework.
Yeah.
We're gonna hear that song.
It's gonna be at my funeral
40
for
times
sure.
this
Yeah,
week.
she's a genius. It's like a Grateful Dead concert. I think you just have to be on drugs when you're there, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe you just do drugs. You just do some shrooms, and then it's like, oh, okay.
I also wonder how much is her creative vision and how much is it like her young Gen Z team who's like, no, this is hot right now.
Yeah. We just need to strap you up here and then just like kind of glide. They're like, babe, it's awesome.
You went to space? We should do a space song.
Yeah.
You should fully wear your
That's 100%
suit.
what it is. I work with a bunch of Gen Z, and I have no idea what they're talking about all day long. And I'm like, okay, and then half the time they're right, half the time I'm wrong. What was other thing that happened this week? Oh, fashion news. So Miranda Priestley is leaving Vogue.
I know.
Who's going to take her job?
Do you think it's related to the wedding with Lauren being on the cover of Vogue?
No,
Because so many people, that's like the big rumor.
People will take two, like one thing over here and put them together. Thank God no one's a chemist because the whole world will blow up. Everyone just puts two things together. It could be like so and so took a shit. Then something like, oh, they're related.
I think it was Labubu's. Honestly, I think she was
100%
like,
what she called
"The
it.
fuck are we hanging from our Hermes bags now?"
That was it.
I'm out.
100%. The Labubu set Anna over the edge.
Yeah, I want to do a video of doing
she
that. where she was
she
like,
probably
"I
just
can't."
you need a little blonde wig, and then they bring
I've
it
done
in.
her before. I have
Oh,
her.
really?
I have an yeah, I have an Anna
Okay,
Wintour
so
wig.
you can do it.
I could, yeah.
It could be like people walking in with the bags, and it's the straw that broke Anna's back.
Literally.
The Winter's back. Yeah. 100% is the Labubu.
And then they were like, "Can we put Lauren Sanchez on the cover?" And she's like, "I give up."
She's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with you trash, you peasants. Get me out of here.
So true.
Did you see who came after Lauren Sanchez's Vogue cover? It was Katie Couric. She said, "Welcome to the 80s when big hair and conspicuous consumption ruled. Apparently tacky is back."
Go, Katie.
Go,
Katie,
Go,
go.
Katie. Go, Katie. Go, Katie. Go. Katie just throwing shade balls. I like it. Who else was complaining? Charlize Theron was complaining that she wasn't invited. I don't know. I just feel like nowadays you can't be. They all seem really nice, and if I had the opportunity, I know I'd befriend them immediately because I love rich people. But like, I feel like association with them is like you're just all it is like these capital game style TikToks going up the next day, like eat the rich. I feel like it's really scary to be friends with them.
Probably. Everyone was under like some sort of light if they were at the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you weren't there, but you've been friends with them in the past, like people are like, "Why weren't you there?"
Why weren't you there? What happened?
I'm like, I would have gone.
Yeah, I would have totally gone.
We would have all gone.
I would have totally gone. I don't care if people talk shit about it online. I would have been like, I'm here, hi.
Did you see who got photographed having a tense interaction at the wedding? Corey Gamble and Kris Jenner. What do you think they were saying?
Who knows?
Also, the lip readers on TikTok need to be they're national treasures, by the way. Like it's amazing. It's really good. Okay, wait. So I
didn't know exactly what the lip reading was, but I made up my own story.
What was your story?
Oh no, I just thought that Corey was like. He brought her a coffee, and she was like, "I asked for a martini." I don't think it was anything. You yell at your boyfriend. I yelled at my boyfriend this morning. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's
I was like, "I'm gonna take the train because you need the car to get gas." Like, I don't understand. You know? So I think it was just one of those. But if you're there at the wedding, like you're under the camera.
Yes. You probably know Kris Jenner. You can get in the mind of Kris Jenner more than anyone else.
I feel like I can.
Yeah. So,
I love her so much that I love doing her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to laugh anymore because I've done her so much that my friends are like, "Oh my God, it's a Kris Jenner laugh." And I'm like, what do you mean?
Like, even when you said one thing just now, I heard her come out. Have you seen her 30-year-old, the video of her when she turned 30 she made?
No.
She made a music video when she turned 30.
Oh, I've seen a music
She's
video. I
like,
didn't know
me
that was...
and my friends. And then she just
She's like in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she names all her favorite stuff. And she's like, church, Valentino, like Jenny's parties, tennis and more tennis.
Crystal meth.
Yeah.
She's going on it. She's so happy, you know?
She's the
Whatever
best.
she's taking, I want.
Yeah, she's the best. She's like Harvard Business School.
And
like,
her
case
face
study.
looks amazing.
She looks great. And I love that they're all coming out. Those Kardashians are, for years, they just gaslit us. And now they're like, oh, wait, didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
Babe, I totally told you. Here's what I did. And they're all like, here's my plastic surgeon. Here's exactly what I've done. Here's my chin threads. Here's the size of my implants.
Chloe did it the other day. I saw the list.
Chloe
and I
just
was
did
like,
the list
oh
too.
my God.
Yeah, that the chin thread thing. I literally messaged my girl. I was like, what is this? Do I need to do it? She's like, please just go away. But I was like, I screenshotted it and I was like, this is.
I know. I love it.
I knew the rhino though was done by Kanodia. He's the best. He does everyone in LA. He does closed rhinoplasties.
Okay.
Yeah, he did Ashley Simpson's. Remember that rhino?
I do.
Yeah.
Funny, I've been talking about a nose job all week because my mom I've had really bad sinus problems all spring. I was sick last week. And I said, if I have to get sinus surgery, I am getting a nose job. And my mom goes, that's fine. That's what I did in my 40s.
Did you not know until then?
I knew. We were like afraid of her. I was like, she's fucking purple upstairs. But I just remember, she like thinks it's cool. Like, oh, you might follow in my footsteps.
Oh,
and I'm
my
like,
God.
it's not like that, Mom, unless you want to pay for it.
Again, or part of it.
Yeah, right. I'll take donations.
Just a small little nation.
Totally.
Okay, and then one last. Harry Styles was spotted making out with a cutie at Glastonbury. Would you or have you made out with Harry Styles?
I would.
Yeah, for sure.
Have I? Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet's key. Not yet.
Yeah.
Yet. Did Meghan Markle just do a podcast about like the power of yet? Let's just power of yet making out with Harry Styles for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a no. It's a not yet.
I always thought he was hot.
Yeah.
Bell bottoms and sequins. I don't care.
He's
Whatever.
like
You can see through those costumes.
Young Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Okay. So thank you for going through all those little. I had to get it out.
Thank
of my
you.
system.
I really feel like every time we talk about the wedding, like an Aperol spritz is poured somewhere. Like we're really just keeping it alive.
100%, 1,000%. Is there anything going on in like the last week that you've seen that's been like you're like I'm dying to make like a bit out of this or?
I want to do Lauren Sanchez an impression of her, but I don't really know her voice. And then I looked up some like clip of her like on Fox News, but it was like 20 years ago. I was like, wait, what? And I doubt she talks like that. I don't know her voice. You know?
I don't know her voice now when I think about it either. I heard it during I heard it during the Blue Origin.
Yeah.
Fiasco
where she was
stuff.
making a request for Katie to sing.
Yeah.
They were all taking Katie's like, I'll take requests for 5 seconds.
But you should do her. That would be a good one.
I think it'd be fun.
When you do impersonations, do you always you need the voice? I mean, the voice is key, right? Impersonations aren't just like mimicking gestures. You have to. The voice is key.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I don't do a great Chris voice. I think I just like embody her. I don't know.
The emulation is
once I put on the wig, once I put on the glasses, I just can turn into her.
Yeah.
She's on my vision board. Like I have to meet her and have a martini with her.
You have to.
Because I've met some of my people I've done lately, and it's like so fun to meet them.
Aww.
So I'm like, okay, she's next.
Okay, she's next.
We're
gonna manifest.
When you see people on the street who you do an impression of, do they ever ask you just to get right into their impressions?
They're like, do me.
Yes, Bethany Frankel literally showed up and put a camera in my face and was like, go. Like the stage mom I never had.
Oh
and she was
my
like,
God.
do it now, go. And I was like, drops everything. And
You're
I'm
just
like,
like,
okay, mom.
You're like, chicken salad.
Yeah, I was like,
supermodels.
how dare you walk in here without,
reality reckoning.
Yeah. I'm a supermodel, bitch.
How is she? I've never met her.
She was so funny.
She's
I mean,
funny.
we met very briefly, but she was very nice, and she loves all the impressions, and she can laugh at herself.
Yeah,
she's
she
like,
can. She's
I don't give
really
a
good.
shit.
Yeah, she doesn't care. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, wait. So so much of my pod is actually about relationships, like of all sorts.
Love it.
So I have to know. So what is this relationship with you in comedy? When did this start? Like, do you just wake up one day? Like, do you just realize yourself that you're funny as shit? Did someone tell you? Did Nana tell you? Like, how does it? Where does it happen? Where do comedians
You
start?
hear my Chris laugh? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's really guttural.
Feel free to bring out Chris at any point during this.
God.
Without telling me.
I do all the time. I'd be happy to. She just comes through. No, I never thought I'd be a comedian. I didn't know that was like a job you could do. I mean, I knew like Joan Rivers and I knew, but I was like, people do that as like a job. Like, because she had other jobs too. No, I wanted to be an actor my whole life. As soon as I was born, I was like, I'm either going to be a pop star or a movie star. Like, we'll see which way I go,
Yeah.
I could be Britney and I could be Meryl Streep. It's just a toss up. And I don't know. I guess when I started doing theater and stuff, I always got like funny roles.
So you were a theater kid?
I was a theater kid.
Oh my
I'm still a
God.
theater kid. I don't think we grow out of it.
No, you guys don't.
Yeah, we
You
don't.
It's awesome.
Like, I see, I'm like hardcore.
Yeah.
My TikToks show I'm a theater kid.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm in the Broadway scene, I'd say. But I would get funny roles, and then I was like, why can't I just be the pretty ingenue? Like, why can't I just be the pretty girl who sings the nice, pretty songs and falls in love? And they were like, no, you could be the sidekick man.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Sidekick man number 2.
Literally. I was always that role, and I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And I went to an all-girls camp, so they always made me be the guys, and I was like, I don't want to get fitted for a suit this summer. Like, let me wear a dress. And then I moved to New York City after college to act and like audition, and I sing. So I was auditioning for a lot of theater. I was doing theater. And then I started taking classes at UCB, and I didn't fit in. I feel like I was like always an oddball at the auditions for theater because I didn't go to a theater school.
Right.
So I don't know, I'd walk in and I'd be in like the wrong shoes or like a leather jacket. Like, I hate to say it, but I was like kind of cool, I didn't have the character shoes. I didn't go to a conservatory.
Right.
So I don't know. Then I found my people in comedy, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like, you can still perform and do this, and I don't know. And I liked it, and I was always like excited to be on stage and stuff.
Did you start at one of the comedy?
I did UCB.
Okay.
I did stuff at UCB.
Okay.
Like improv. I was so bad at improv.
Really?
Like, I'm good at improv in my life, but in the classes, I just like got to my head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did it for years. I mean, I paid all the money to become an improviser.
Right.
But I was like,
I did all the things and paid all the money.
Yeah, it's full on like MLM scheme. You know what I mean? Like that.
I don't know what that is.
Like a multi-level marketing scheme.
Oh my
like,
God,
where you just like
Ponzi.
pay
Yeah,
and get
yeah.
your Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I feel like that's like comedy school kind of. You pay all
Really?
this money, and then they're like, "You're not good," and you're like, "Artist subjective, bitch."
Right.
Like, what do you mean? And then I started doing stand up, and I liked that because I was like, wait, I could just do this on my own. Like, I don't need to
Right.
like have a whole team or group or anything like that.
that you're trying to hold up.
Yeah.
And then when did it translate into social and becoming so big on social?
Impressions and
Yeah,
stuff?
because I feel like literally I first saw you. It was on my For You page on both TikTok and Instagram. And I
Really?
feel like, oh my God, yeah.
Oh my
And
god,
it
I'm
was-
honored.
Of course.
I was like, I don't know if she's seen my stuff. I did one character from your show.
From my
Housewives.
cast.
Yeah.
Which one?
I
Jenna?
did Jenna.
Yeah, Jenna would be
Back
really
in the
easy.
day.
Yeah, Jenna would be easy to do. You just need glasses and a red lip.
And like I wore like a white button down that like I just didn't button.
Yeah,
and tucked into my jeans.
yeah, tucked in, and then just be like really like put off by everything.
And I was
Just
like,
I don't know.
I can't fly coach.
Yeah,
like,
I just can't.
Yeah.
So cute.
No, I used to do impressions. It's so funny on YouTube. There's like these reels I did back in the day. I used to do like Kourtney Kardashian and like
Oh.
Lindsay Lohan and Leah Michelle, like all my favorites.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I started doing it, and I remember, this is so sad actually, this gets really sad, but at UCB I like pitched to do this one woman show of all these impressions, and you have to submit your script.
Okay.
And they like sent me an email back being like, we already have Saturday Night Live. We don't need to see your impressions.
Oh my God.
And I was like 23, 24. I was so young, and I was impressionable, and I was like, oh, I guess I can't, unless you're on Saturday Night Live, you can't really like do these on stage. Like,
Right.
I wasn't doing the ones they were doing on SNL. Like, you know,
Right,
there's
right,
always
right.
like
Of course.
a level of like, oh, they did it on SNL. Like,
Sure.
I don't know if I should put that out.
Yeah.
At least now.
Have you ever tried for SNL?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I auditioned last year. I got a little farther.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
So we'll
okay,
see.
good. Fingers crossed.
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Could you imagine? They're like, put the grandma on SNL. Let's do
1,000%. Isn't that the key to like SNL? Like literally, right? And yeah.
I guess. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, but no, I had a good audition last year. It was fun. It was I was in Europe when I found out, and I was like, I have like 3 days to like beat jet lag and like get my shit together.
Did you shit your pants? What is it like? I heard it's very just like very solo.
I like blacked
quiet.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of like.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't with Lorne yet. I didn't make it to the Lorne
Okay.
audition. That's in the studio.
Right.
This was like the showcase where it was like like 10 producers.
Yeah.
And
But it's still pretty
writers.
sterile, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
like,
scary.
Yeah.
It's scary because you got to be like quick.
Yeah.
And you're like, if you fuck up like your wig, you're like, oh no, this is time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You got to. Yeah. There's no thinking. You
yeah,
just got to jump right in.
It's a little bit of like a workout.
Yeah.
You're like sweating. by the
Enjoy
end.
while you're gonna get it. Enjoy the time that you until you don't, because their schedules are actually insane.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
like their schedules are really.
I have a
really
lot of
wild.
friends who've been on the show
Yeah.
over the years, and it's
Yeah, and really wild. Okay, so when did you jump into social?
Well, I guess like in the pandemic, I mean, I was always doing video stuff. Like I loved making, I used to make like videos for companies on YouTube and stuff like back in the day. And like comedy companies back when they had budgets and like Above Average and I don't know if you know that Above Average was like Lauren Michaels, like digital.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
like,
I remember.
Stuff at Broadway Video. And so I always was into video stuff. I always did that because it was like so much more rewarding to have something go like viral on YouTube than like do a stand-up show for 50 people if you're lucky. Like, great. And then I guess in the pandemic, I really just kind of let loose because when I hosted a game show for almost 5 years. So I used to like post my outfits and we had a game tonight and like tease the games and all that stuff. So I wasn't really doing as much of my impressions.
Yeah.
And then in the pandemic when we were all locked down, I was like, I'm going to throw on a wig and like,
you're like, I'm going to
let it rip. I didn't try too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish I did. I wish like 2020, I was like, TikTok is it.
I wish I would have done a lot of different things during the pandemic. I didn't. I started drinking every day at like 2 and like I just like didn't. I didn't do any. I did a puzzle. I did multiple puzzles. I started doing paint by numbers. I was like one of those artsy. I started an Amazon dropship store. I was like, I'm gonna sell light bulbs.
I
like
love
I
that.
was like,
I was a tie dyer. I tie dyed sweatshirts.
Yeah. I wish I did less crafts and more like just go start being a content creator. Like I couldn't have been like I can't dance or do routines, but I'm sure just doing something because so many people like took off during that. Yeah.
Once they started popping off, I focused on it more. I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And my boyfriend and I made a lot of content together that was kind of crazy.
Is it your current boyfriend that you have now?
It is. Yeah.
I love him. He's so sweet.
He's so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How does it work with comedy when you're doing these bits and you're doing them and you're an actor, you're a comedian, but then you're a content creator. Is it the same like as when you were doing improv or stand up? Is less than 100 likes the equivalent of like a shitty audience at like comedy sets?
I have a certain number that I'm like, this has to break. Like if it breaks 20,000 views, which is not that much, honestly, I think it's a success. You can't beat yourself up over it. And also I'm like, whatever, then post another thing. Like I've had stuff tank that I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've ever done.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Isn't that crazy?
Also, if you spend time on it.
Yeah. Also the stuff that you think is going to be bad, you're like, that's the stuff that people love. Yeah.
I mean, I accidentally went viral doing Hilaria Baldwin. I never set out to do a Hilaria Baldwin impression. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
The first video is 11 seconds. I'm in my pajamas on my couch, no makeup, and I'm literally like, I went to La Universidad de Boston. And it blew up on TikTok. And like, I was like, wait, what? Like, I didn't try. I spent hours editing videos and all this shit. And I'm like,
who to do. So like with the Hilaria one though, do you then just go and did you make more?
I did.
Immediately? Yeah.
You got to run with it.
You're like,
I did. For better or for worse. But no, it was fun. And because I didn't have to wear a wig, people just thought I looked like her.
You do look like her.
This is easy, actually.
Yeah, you do look like her, Hillary.
Yeah, exactly.
I was begging her I was begging casting to get her on our show for our second season.
Oh my God.
So I was like, we need someone that like is just like wackadoo, like out there. And I had this whole, and I know she did interview, I think, with a couple of the Roni casting directors, but then she was already in talks, her and Alec, to do their TLC show. And they get to executive produce, so they have total creative control, and I understand. But like, I was just planning, I was like, it's going to be so easy because all I have to do in any argument with her would just be like, okay, Hillary. And it would be like game over. And, I was like, that's all I do. I don't have to be like, fuck you, bitch, or anything. Just
that's so funny.
Sure, Hillary. Just call her Hillary the whole.
There were rumors she was going to do Beverly Hills. Do you remember this? And she even fed into those rumors.
Yeah,
she was like, who knows? I'm in LA.
Yeah, she's in LA a lot. I watched their show. Wild.
Yeah, I saw a couple episodes.
I actually really liked it. It actually made me, I don't know them. I used to see Alec all the time. I used to live across the street from them on Greenwich. And I would see Alec every morning at the coffee place. And you see them just like, they're always out and about, like with the kids and very active. And I don't know them and they seemed pretty cool. But I actually kind of liked them after the show.
Yeah.
I
just met her. We did a video together.
So you did? Oh my God, how is that? That's one of those.
It was pretty wild.
It was wild?
Yeah, I was nervous. Yeah. I was like, I don't know how much she likes this.
Also, she's like jacked.
Yeah.
Like she's going to drop kick you.
She is leading into like the social media of it all. And she's like, kind of like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, yeah, let's do a video together. This is fun. And I was like, great.
I started following her during COVID because I remember she was doing yoga in high heels, and I was like, who is this bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
She's like, "Guys, it's really easy. After having 17 kids, here's how I got my body back." And I was like, I haven't had one kid, and I don't look like you naked.
She just
But I'm-
drops anywhere.
Yeah, but I should get on the floor in like 6-inch Louboutins and do a plank.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll try it. Whatever you say.
And then you'll do it.
Did Hilaria's team reach out to you, or did she reach
Oh
out
no,
to you
I had
directly?
DM'd her a couple times being like, girl, let's make a
Hey,
video, we'll break the internet. And then when her book came
Hola,
out.
chica.
Yeah. And then when her book came out, she was like, okay. And I was like, wait, what? And then
Yeah.
she has like a team now that
That's
makes
totally
videos
her.
with her.
Yeah, that's
And
totally
I
her
was
team being like, you should lean into the funny. And
Yeah.
she's like,
And she should.
yeah, she totally should. Okay, wait. So when you take off and when you start to go viral with all these videos, is it the same as, is a comedian on social the same as a comedian doing stand up, or is it kind of one and the same? I know you prefer doing all the social, but is it like, how does
I don't prefer it. I love getting on stage and being myself. Like,
Yeah.
it's so funny. I've done a one-woman show for the last few years where I do all my impressions and stuff, and it's like, it's a lot where, like, getting on stage, putting on the wig, and
much.
I'm always like, my next hour is literally just me. Like, maybe
Yeah.
I'll do a couple voices, but I don't want to have to, like, deal with any of my props and all my
Yeah.
stuff, but I know people like it. I think they're very different. They're rewarding in different ways. Like, online, it's kind of like, okay, I do this work and I put it out, and it's so nice, the messages I get when people are like, oh my God, I needed this today. This made my day. Or like, I
Yeah.
thought of you. Or I say Miranda every day
yeah.
in my house. Or like, I am Miranda. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't even think of myself anymore. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, bullshit like that makes me, I love it. And I just love, I don't know, I like making people laugh. So on stage, it's like, I don't know, it's different, and it's fun to be like, okay, today I get to do stand up. Like, I get to
Yeah.
like actually write jokes and be me, and not necessarily like turn into someone else.
Turn into someone else. When did you realize that you were an absolute genius, though, at all the impersonations? Like, when did you just like look in the mirror? Did it happen, or did you say it? Someone was like, "Hey, you sounded exactly like."
Oh my God. Well, thank you. That is such a compliment. That's the highest compliment, because I have the most imposter syndrome of anyone. And
Really?
I'm so hard on myself.
Oh.
And there's like, the Steve thing, I like would joke about it in the pandemic. It wasn't foreplay, but I would like carry a basketball around the apartment and be like, Miranda. And my boyfriend would laugh. And I was like, oh my God, he's seen all my tricks. Like, this must be funny, I guess. He's laughing. And then I just started putting, all of it is his clothing it's now Steve's clothing, but I like stole his shirt and this old wig that he used for comedy back in the day. And I'm like, it's so funny, but so I don't know. I sort of like need that approval, I think, sometimes. So when something does go viral, I'm like, okay, maybe it's good. Maybe it's, I didn't know if I wanted to do Parker Posey in White Lotus. Like,
I saw that one. That one was good, though.
Thank you.
You're on the plane.
Yeah, that was like, that was a perfect example of someone I had already been watching the season, and I wasn't like sure if I wanted to do it. I was like, SNL's gonna do Parker Posey. You always have to think about like, if this is on
Who's
during
gonna
SNL,
do it and who's gonna do it better? Yeah, or like
they're gonna
perfectly.
do it,
Yeah.
and then it's like, I don't know if I should put it out if they're gonna do it, but
Yeah.
we've had a lot of crossover. Like, I'm like, I don't know, SNL can do stuff and so can I. I
Yeah,
sort
of
of am
course.
like, whatever. But it's yeah, I held off for her for a while, and then I put one out, and it like got 1 million hits, and I was like, oh my God, like,
Was that before or after her Today Show appearance?
I don't remember.
The one that the one that the audio clip that went viral was her on on the Today Morning
being
Show,
like-
being like Parker and
Yeah.
tsunami. Where
The
she
three
did,
like
yeah,
words.
she did the three, and then everyone started doing.
Yeah,
the
it might have
three.
been after,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
probably.
Parker no.
And then so I did like one of them. It went super viral, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do another one in Whole Foods. And this always happens. I get like too creative, and it doesn't do as well. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do one. If I think of it, I'm like, I'm gonna just do it. If I think of an idea, I sort of just like allow myself to do it.
just go.
I'm like, just do it. Don't spend too much time. Just try and do it.
Yeah. I think with your impersonations too, they're so powerful in a way because like I didn't realize until I heard Steve, like I didn't realize how annoying Steve's character actually was. Like
no.
no, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But like no, but it made it funnier. And then it kind of made me like it put it all more in context. But yeah, I kind of like saw the character for what it was.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit of a sleepy character, you know.
It's so
but-
funny because you say that and I'm like, okay, I know what side you're on. Because now on TikTok, whenever I they're like, I hated that guy. I love Steve.
Oh,
Team Steve.
Yeah.
Not
I was
Team
team
Steve.
Steve. Well,
So
we were all
funny.
Team Steve until the movie. Until he's like, out of nowhere, he's like, Miranda, I cheated on you. And it's like, that was so weird and random. We were all Team Steve until the movie.
A lot of people have blind spot for the movies, and they forget Steve cheated.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he was the good guy in the series, but then
I do him in my show, and I always do. It was one time, you know.
Yeah.
Come on. We all make a mistake, you know. You had Che Diaz for how long? Like,
wait, when you're walking around your apartment and your boyfriend sees you, is he like, well, I want to have sex with her, or is he like, absolutely not? Like, are those days like you're not getting laid?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm
you're
in the
walking
Steve
around
outfit now, it's as if I'm.
wig.
Yeah, I could be in like a beautiful dress, and I feel like he's like looks at me the same as now when I'm in the Steve, because I've been in the Steve. I've done hundreds of videos as Steve.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. He's so nice, Steve, in real life.
I saw that you met him.
Oh my God, that was the best day of my life.
Yeah, it was cute. And then it was cute because he was like, you sounded more like me than me.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Well, he was like, I didn't know what kind of Miranda. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really
he was
cute.
so sweet. He was like, people come up to me in Chicago. They're like, do you know the TikTok girl Miranda?
Oh
and I was
my
like,
God.
I'm your celebrity? I'm like, I'm no one.
That's so cute. That's so funny.
It was so funny. It made my life. I was like, I don't need to get engaged or anything.
No,
that was it.
now you have that. But does it get annoying though? And people ask you, or people are like, I always feel this way with like doctors or lawyers. My friends who are doctors and lawyers, like people will be at dinner or be anywhere. People, or even on the street, people find out. For example, my friend, he's a doctor. Like, I have this thing, you know, or they're like, I'm my neighbor. Can I fucking sue my neighbor?
Right.
Like, are people like, do the impression, like tell a joke, make me laugh? Is it kind of
Sometimes?
or do you feel pressure to like people know I'm a comedian, like they just expect me to be funny, like at a dinner party or something? Like,
No. I sort of feel like no. I mean, like there are times when I'm prepared for it. Like I'm going away for July 4th and I'm like, who do I want to bring? I always bring my wigs with me wherever I go because I'm like, it's so nice to be in another setting. Like I'm going to the Hamptons, so I'm like,
oh my.
Who would go to the Hamptons?
Chris is going to the Hamptons.
Hamptons.
Yeah.
you
Maybe
know?
Lauren can make an introduction at the Hamptons.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know. I got to find a good wig for it. And I got to find that high neck white. You know? She's
Yeah,
still in her wedding dress.
Yeah. You just need a Victorian lace button down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which fans are the most intense over your impressions? Like, who comments the most? And is it angry or is it nice?
Ooh, yeah.
Interesting. I'd say the Hilaria haters hated that I did a video with her. They used to love me and now they hate me. I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah, it was juicy.
Oh my God. People have to just let it go.
I know. I'm like, someone told me she takes away opportunities from other women, and I was like, how? She
Where?
married Alec Baldwin. I don't really get
Yeah. And she like admits that like she's like, yeah, I married this guy and he's like super famous, he has money, and then that's it. Like I don't think she's taking away from anything.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've gotten a lot of I had to like delete a bunch of comments the other week because I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I delete them. People, I don't pay attention to them or I'll mute them. But when I do like open up my notifications and I see one, I delete it.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, she's deleting comments. I'm like, if a dog comes and shits in my yard, I don't just let the shit sit there.
Right.
I get rid of the shit.
Absolutely.
Like, this is my yard. Take your shit somewhere
Do
else.
what makes you feel
Like,
better.
Yeah. I don't need to leave like your dumbass comments. Oh,
No.
you weren't invited to the Bezos Sanchez wedding. Like I was at like a $3 million wedding in Cannes. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted, right? Then I'm like, Brynn, don't do it. Don't do it.
People were shitting on like a post I made for my dad's birthday about the Hilaria Baldwin stuff, and I was like, this is a post for my dad's birthday.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my dad is like, the most dry, dark person ever. And he's like, this is fucking awesome. He's like, don't delete it. I want to write something. And I'm like, no, please don't engage with people who write negative things.
No, don't. Family and friends get really protective. They want to jump in. Okay, so real quick, tell me about when you were single. How was it being a comedian and dating? I'm always so curious.
Interesting. Well, I have a weird background. So I was in a very long relationship from like college for 8 years, 7.5 years.
I did my first one was like 7, and it was the college one.
The college one, yeah. And we like moved to New York together. We lived in LA, whatever.
Yeah.
And when we broke up, I was single for about 3 years until I met my current boyfriend. And so in those 3 years, it's very funny. I was only around men because I was doing comedy and stand-up. So I only hooked up with comedians, which is like so unfortunate. There was a musician or two. There were a couple, but everyone was like a performer type person because that's like
Honey,
who
you
I
haven't
was
lived.
with. I know. I have never been on an app. I used to be like, when is someone going to write the article about me? Like, girl who's never been on an app.
Yes.
And I'd have fun. I'd do my friends' apps, but I
Yeah,
never,
yeah.
I was so afraid of it because they like kind of got big when I was still in a relationship.
Yeah.
And then I was too afraid and I was like, whatever, I'm seeing guys. Like, I'm not
And
dating.
you're meeting guys. You probably were meeting a lot. They were just all comedians.
Yeah. And I needed to be single. Like, I needed to, like, have that, like, slutty phase in New York City.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everyone does. It's the
Yeah.
best.
Like, I tell my friends, like, when they leave a relationship, I'm like, no, have fun for a while. Don't just try and get on a, like, date right now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Just go have-
seriously?
yeah. Don't be serious. Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
But so you were dating comedians, so it wasn't like how am I gonna show them this side of me, or how am I gonna?
I did go on one date with a guy who like worked in finance or something that I met at a party, and he like asked me out, and I was like trying to be like, okay, Anna, just go out. Like, you never know if this guy is a nice guy, whatever. I didn't think he'd be my boyfriend, and I'll never forget. We were like out, and he was like, you're a comedian. Like, tell me a joke, and I was like, I gotta go.
You're in finance. Show me money.
Yeah. Hey, pay for my drink, and
Produce
maybe we
money.
can make a deal. Yeah, no.
Print currency.
But I hated that. I don't know. I find it like
icky.
And I also would never let guys I was seeing come to shows. That I was like,
Was it because they were a part of the joke? Or
not
just
necessarily. I'm just like, it's like vulnerable, you
Yeah.
know? I'm like up there on stage, like talking about like anything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not ready for them to see it. I remember one guy saw that I like posted about a show I was doing, and we had hooked up, and he was like a bartender I met, and he was very hot until I learned his politics, and I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, that kills the boner every time.
And he wouldn't come over because he hated, he told me he hated dogs. And I was like, I remember my reaction was literally like, my dog's kind of a big part of my life.
Yeah. I can maybe deal with your backwards politics. I can't deal with you not liking
Yeah.
dogs. Yeah.
There were like
It
all
crosses
these
the
red
line.
flags. And I was like, but
Yeah.
he's so hot. And
Yeah.
he showed up at a show of mine, and I was like, why are you here? And he was like, I saw it online. Like, I saw you post about it on Instagram or whatever. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I forgot, but I didn't invite you.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a difference of
Yeah.
like seeing it and just showing up.
Just showing up.
Yeah.
But was it different then with him watching?
I didn't
like-
know. I didn't see it until after.
Oh, you
Thank
didn't see it
God.
after, thank God. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God.
Then that's
Yeah.
easier. Then that's better.
But I don't know. But then I say that, and I met my current boyfriend when we were on a show together, which
Really?
is so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, he seems so cool.
He's
Like, you would
cool.
let him come and see your shows now,
Yeah,
right?
he
Yeah,
sees
yeah.
all my shows. I mean, I'm like, please buy a ticket to my show.
Well, he sees your show every day, which is living with
Yeah,
his
of
being with
course.
you. He unfortunately is seeing your show every day.
I'm very
Whether or
lucky
not
though.
he
He
likes
lets
it.
me talk about him on stage. You know, I make fun of our
Nice.
relationship. Like it's
Yeah.
that's good. You know, and I probably do better when he's not there too. You know, just because I'm like, oh, I could really go in further.
Yeah.
It's like there are shows I'm like, I don't want my parents to show up to this. Like,
Yeah.
let me fucking rip them apart
Yeah.
in a way that, you know, makes them uncomfortable.
Do people around you ever get? I remember when I was filming, there was only like a couple times. I think it was just with my like brother or something. Like, so I kind of made like a couple dick jokes and stuff. You know, like I had to like I've acting like on national TV a few times. It's like fine. You know, like
Yeah.
do you ever get like that with your? Are you ever like nervous after like a show or a piece of content or anything like that? Like, do you have to
No.
give any friends or family a heads up, or are they just all like, we are here to support
I
you, we
think
get it, we don't take
or
it
they
seriously.
ignore it. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't even care anymore. Like they're like, we don't care. It's funny because I had a different upbringing where I was a loser and my parents were cool,
Oh my God.
which is it's not the traditional way, you know.
Yeah.
Like I joke about it on stage. Like I was a full on nerd who was like, I need to sing. I need to preserve my voice. I'm going to be on Broadway, like all this
Oh my
shit.
God,
And my
how
parents were like, you
cute.
haven't smoked weed yet? You're like 16.
Oh my God. Here's some condoms and some weed, honey. Go
Yeah,
have fun.
my dad grew weed in our basement. I joke about it on
Badass.
stage. I'm like, the first person I ever smoked weed with was him. And it was like, I was pressured, like fully, like they don't teach you, oh, by the way, it could be your dad who's the one who's like, do
Peer
drugs.
pressuring you. Yeah. Actually, though, to do it in a safe environment, I grew up in Indiana, and it was a kind of a trashy environment. But there were a lot of parents that were like, "You're gonna drink with me first, and I'm gonna show you how to drink," you know. And they did it under the guise of like, "This is safety. Like, if I show you how to get fucked up, then
Yeah.
you're not gonna get like too fucked up in
Yeah.
life." But
I don't think my parents thought about it too much. They were just like, what do you mean you haven't,
just smoke a little weed.
you don't
Your
do
parents
yeah.
sound super cool.
They were very cool. You know, my dad's sober now, so it all kind of ended. The party ended. But
Before he
they're
went
still
to-
very cool. My mom still goes, but
Yeah.
my dad doesn't do anything anymore. But it was very funny because I was so like goal oriented. I was like, I need to do this and I need to go this, and by 28 I'll have an Emmy, and like I was like a psycho kid who like I didn't know what
so
manifesting
sweet.
was, but I was very
Yeah.
like driven. And they were just like so different. So I'm pretty sure that's why I went into comedy. I'm like, wait, none of this makes sense, you
Yeah.
know? I'll never forget freshman year of college. I had to get a job. I wanted to make money, and I interviewed at the Westin Hotel. I went to school in Boston, and I interviewed at the Westin Hotel to be a cocktail server at like their bar. And it was like so chic and fun. And I was like, oh my God, this will be great. And I got through all these interviews. They're like, okay, you're so good. We want to hire you. We just need you to take a drug test. And I panicked because Westin is like corporate, a corporate hotel group. And I panicked because I had been at a party and I had like barely smoked weed the week before. And I called my parents. No one calls their parents when they're like, how do you beat a drug test?
Yeah. Your parents are like, we got you.
I called my parents and I was like, I almost got the job. They want to drug test me. I'm so scared. Like I smoked weed at a party. And my parents were like, oh my God, Anna, weed is not a real drug. Like,
Oh no.
they were like,
You're like, according to Western corporate.
yeah, they were like,
it
just
is.
go in. Like, did you do any cocaine? And I'm like, no, I've never done that. They're like, oh, okay, well, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I didn't show up for the drug test. I got a job at
No.
another restaurant. I was like so afraid, like, would I go on my record? I was like,
Yeah. Isn't it funny? They used to drug test a lot.
Oh my
I also
God.
love the fact that your parents thought that the Westin was going to test your urine for traces of cocaine, which like that's a way more expensive test, I think, than like THC.
Probably.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I want to play a game with you.
Okay.
We have a little game. And basically, so I have two bowls here. Where
Love
should I
it.
put them? So one is names, and then others is like weird situations.
Great.
So you can pick one, and then pick the.
These are your fantasies, right?
Yeah, these are my fantasies. Okay.
This is good. Countess Luann putting on Skims that are too small.
Oh my god! You know the only time that I've hung out with Luann, we just rip cigarettes. We would just rip squares. I love her so much.
I don't know if I could do her. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. This is a sponsored post by Skims, the Kardashians. I've been a fan of the Skims for years now. And they just sent me their new Roberto Cavalli collection. And they sent me an extra small. And honey, I'm flattered. But let me tell you something. These are way too tight. I need to smoke at least a pack before I can get into this underwear. Are you kidding me? Have you tried Skims?
Well, I think even Roberto Cavalli makes mistakes, honey.
Oh, even Roberto Cavalli makes mistakes. Even Kim Kardashian makes mistakes, let me tell you. I mean, she's beautiful, darling, but please, how many butt cheeks can you put into one of these legs? They do run small, I've had other Skims appear in my life before.
Bravo.
Wow.
I love it. Bravo.
Oh, I love it.
Spot on.
Money can't buy you Skims. They should hire me.
That's what she says with everything. They should hire me. That's what she said. Oh
They
my god.
should.
I
love Luann.
I love Luann. For meeting in person, that was spot on. That was really,
She's
really
so
good.
pretty. I met her once.
Also, she's also ripped. All these women, they're ripped and jacked. They all look
yeah.
amazing. Literally all of them. Luann, Ramona, Bethany, Sonia, but especially Luann. Like, I'm like, who is your trainer?
Yeah.
She is like jacked to a T. They all look amazing. And again, every time I see her, we just go and rip
I
cigs
saw her at an event and
gossip.
she walks in and it was like it was for the Joan Rivers taping for the special they just did
yeah.
about her, and Luann walks in and it was like a lot of like I want to say like older theater producers. Like it was such an elite crowd because it was also a God's Love We Deliver
Yes.
charity event.
Yeah.
And Luann walks in like a tight little leather like dress and beelines to the step and repeat and is like holding a glass of whiskey and she's like, darling, like just walk. And I was like, she was like 10 feet tall and like I was just like, oh my God. And she was so nice. She took a photo with everyone. It was so sweet
the
to everyone.
nicest person.
Yeah.
Like just like legend. Like actually like living legend.
She's like, we'll do something together.
Yeah,
I love
they're
it.
she's literally a genius. I love her. Okay, next one.
This is so fun. This is like boot camp for me.
The theater kid in you is like,
Literally.
loving it.
Oops, I dropped one.
I got it.
Oh, I've done her before,
Who's this?
but not often. Martha Stewart
Okay.
Trying to describe a wine to their friends, but literally having no wine knowledge. Those don't work out. I'm Martha Stewart, and today we are going to have a I don't quite know how to pronounce this. Sauvignon Blanc, and it's a white wine. It's a white wine that I actually grew the grapes in my backyard in Connecticut, and it's really spicy and hot. And if you drink Sauvignon, I believe what am I saying? I believe it turns the libido on because it's Sauvignon on.
Yeah.
You understand? You turn it on. And it goes great with anything I make. So, I've never had delivery food.
Yeah.
Never had it.
It's always sexualated, and then it's always everything she says is there's always a sexual undertone. I love Martha, and then it's always like the acknowledgement of that she's not a real person.
Yeah,
I
shower with this wine. Actually, I put it in the spout, and gives you great hair, and just drips down my naked bosom. She would say bosom, breast.
She would say breast.
Breast.
Yes, she'd use her big girl words. Breast. Two more.
Oh, I love.
You
clearly made this.
I can stack the deck.
Hilaria Baldwin auditioning for The Bachelor.
Oh my God, this is good. Oh my God, Hilaria, ladies and
Are you The Bachelor?
Yeah, I am. I'll
Okay.
be The Bachelor. Okay. So hi, my name is James. What are you?
Hola. I am Hilaria Baldwin, and I guess you can say I come with un poquito baggage.
Well, what kind of baggage?
I have siete Baldwinitos. They are my kids. They're a lot.
Oh, I love kids.
7? As you like 7?
I love your accent. Where are you from?
Thank you. I'm from a village just outside of España. It's called Boston. It's called Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston, Massachusetts?
Yeah, and we do lots of yoga there. And we eat lots of good comida, like clam chowder, and like good stuff.
I love your ethnicity. You're such a standout from the rest of the girls in the house. Where are you from?
I know. I'm just from a place where I stand out. That's it.
Yeah, you're very ethnic.
Thank you so much. It's something I love. I love ethnicity, Tinos.
Yeah.
It's like so great. It's nice. Yeah. Hold on, my husband Dito. I have a husband, but I'm trying to meet another.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, you never know. It's like we can bring in other people.
Yeah.
And we have a show on television.
Really?
Yeah, it's not on Telemundo. Okay.
No,
it's on
no.
TLC.
Oh, wow.
And you can watch our show. It's called The Baldwins. It's the American version. And comes on right after my 600-pound sisters. That's the show.
She gets it.
So you want to date?
Or no? She would say she's from a little town outside of a place called Boston, Massachusetts. It's not on Telemundo though. No, it's not.
No. Do you think they tried? I always am like, did they pitch to
She was
Telemundo?
on the cover of the Latina such and such magazine.
Okay.
Like, I think so.
Go off, Queen. She did it.
Right? Like, she did it. At first, when they called it out, I was like, that's so weird she's doing it. Now I'm all pro it. I'm like, just do it.
Yeah, she leaned in hard enough. And you're like, well.
You know what I love? I like people that gaslight themselves. Like, and she's just gaslighting herself. I aspire to be like that. Like, I'm just going to be so, like, unbothered. And, like, I just decide this. I'm going to be like this.
I always say that in my show. I'm like, if I could have I didn't even think I should have a show. But, like, the confidence to just go out and just be Spanish. Like, why not?
Yeah. Just to, today I'm going to be Spanish. Fuck all the haters. Or my birth certificate. Yeah. Or my ethnicity.
All right, it's this one. Steve from Sex and the City. Your dad tells you he's going on Love Hotel and he's trying to go for Luann.
Okay.
Miranda. Oh my God. Thought it was her, but it's not. It's this woman, Luann. Wait, am I going on sex? Am I going on Love Hotel?
Yeah. Steve, you're going on Love Hotel.
Oh my God. It's been a while since I've been on television. I was pretty big in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's a dating show. I mean, I guess I gotta get out there more, Amanda's been busy lately. She's seeing women. What? I didn't even know that was a thing she was into, you know? And, oh, God, this Luann woman, she looks really nice. She looks smart, you know?
Yeah.
I love a smart, tall, red hair. Is she a lawyer?
No, but maybe she's told her to play basketball with
Oh,
you.
my God. I've never had a girlfriend who could play basketball. Miranda barely watched me, you know?
Yeah.
I almost made that half-court shot, but she didn't support it, so I blame her. Could you imagine me and Luann on a court together playing a game of horse? Wow. I don't know. She smokes just as many cigarettes as Carrie Bradshaw. Maybe they could be friends, huh? I like her though. You know, she sings. She's got a heart.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Miranda. Oh, she's the timer. It's red. It's the red clock. You never know when you're gonna run into her.
Oh my God, genius.
Steve is so not funny without the costume. I feel like people are like, what is wrong with her?
No, it's so funny without the costume.
And no one ever knows
crazy.
it's me. Like, they'll find out I do Steve, and they're like, you're the
Yeah.
girl who does Steve? And I'm
Yeah.
like, Mama, I'm a pretty girl.
Yeah, it's wild. It's actually wild. And so I'm surprised when I saw the video with you and Steve, I'm surprised if people like recognize you because you do put on the costumes when you truly change into the
Thank
so
you.
I don't, yeah. I'm like,
They
oh my
don't.
gosh, she's so pretty.
It's like a blessing and a curse.
Oh, well, I wish for the best from you. And I'm so
Thank
excited to see you
you.
on SNL.
From your lips to God's ears. Yes. I love it.
Thank you so much for coming on.
So fun.
So
This is
fun.
so fun.
You're the
And
best.
congrats to you on everything,
Oh,
girl.
thank you.
She's out of reality.
Maybe I'll come back one day, but I'll boomerang. But for now.
I love it.